According to the Washington Post, in the last 3 years, over 150 groups have sprung up featuring average Joes trying to catch predators online. But as Lisa Guerrero reports, many in law enforcement say that can be dangerous.
Why is this guy running?
He's running right now from us for some reason.
Because he allegedly just got caught trying to meet a girl he was told is just 13 for sex.
As far as I understood, she was 18.
18. That's funny because right here in the chat log, she said that she was 13.
The man questioning him isn't a cop.
And with the Predatorial Investigation Unit there.
Predatorial Investigation Unit? Say what?
Do you have an ID on you?
No.
Something funny, Dave?
If all this reminds you of somebody, it should. Remember Chris Hansen from Dateline and To Catch a Predator?
What are you doing here tonight, Jeff?
Back in the early 2000s, Hansen was famous for setting up child predators.
I've always thought it would be pretty cool to sort of do what Chris Hansen does.
And just like the real Chris Hansen,
Please have a seat. Right there. Set the phone down, please.
this guy specializes in stinging alleged pervs.
Is that an appropriate thing to be saying to someone you think is 14? Or no?
He calls himself Skeet Hansen in honor of Chris Hansen, and he's part of a growing group known as Video Vigilantes.
That's him.
The disturbing rise of amateur predator hunting stings, how the search for men who prey on underage victims became a YouTube craze, goes this recent headline in The New Yorker.
Do you think you're doing a public service?
It's sort of 50-50. You know, we're, of course, trying to make entertaining content, but ultimately we want these individuals to see justice as well, if possible.
Some people have called you a video vigilante. Is that fair?
I don't really care to be called a vigilante. I think, you know, a vigilante is someone sort of, you know, like Batman. I'm just out here making, you know, entertaining content for people to watch on YouTube, and I don't associate with, I don't associate myself with the term vigilante.
This is vigilantism, and private citizens taking law enforcement into their own hands is a problem for our society.
Adam Scott Want is a professor of public policy at John Jay College of Criminal Justice.
Under no circumstances should private citizens be doing these online sting operations on their own. The risk far outweighs any benefits.
He says he's done approximately 50 of these stings.
He showed up to our sting house to meet who he thought was a 14-year-old girl.
But acknowledges only these 3 have resulted in arrests.
Some prosecutors look at videos like yours and say they do more harm than good. What's your response?
As long as these predators are out here trying to meet up with, you know, underage girls, I will still be here catching them.
He agreed to show us how his latest sting went down in this Michigan hotel room.
What brings you here?
Somebody named Tristan, yeah.
Apparently unsure if he's in trouble or not, the target of the sting repeatedly asks if he's free to leave.
Am I free to go, though?
I just want to ask you a few questions, Dave. We do have the police on standby, by the way.
Before he gets up to go, his security calls 911.
I have here a man who is here to have sex with a 13-year-old girl caught in a sting operation.
So you guys are going on the internet and trying to lure people to the hotel?
You have the police on standby, you said.
Yeah, and that basically just means that we have, you know, 911 on standby. It's just another way.
You don't have the police on standby.
Essentially, no.
So you lied to him.
Pretty much.
So what does the real Chris Hansen think of all of this?
It's amateurish at best, and in the worst case scenario, it's very dangerous what he's doing here. He's pretending to be law enforcement, calling himself the Predatory Investigative Unit. That's clearly an inference or an attempt to make the target believe he's got some authority, which he doesn't have.
Hansen now hosts True Blue Nation on the True Blue streaming network, where he says he embeds with law enforcement before taking down alleged child predators.
I think the vast majority of the vigilante predator catchers out there are doing it for clicks and profit. And they're trying to make a name for themselves on YouTube or any other social media platform, just as a comedian is trying to do. But in this case, you're inducing somebody to break the law with no protections.
He says his videos have more than 30 million views, enough, he claims, to make him a six-figure salary.
Is it worth putting people at risk for you to do this on YouTube?
Even if the police end up not being able to do anything, you know, we just hope that these individuals will think twice before pursuing any sort of underage person.
I don't think Dave's going to be out there doing this for the near future.
I think it's safe to say we scared the living crap out of Dave. I don't think I don't expect to see him on those apps anymore.
The man who was caught up in that sting did not return our phone calls. He has not been charged with the crime.